Today we are doing a reentry simulation at the Capitol. We're super excited. So we got our participants coming in, and this is how it starts, and I can walk you through a little bit. But you start here. What you do is you come in and you get an identity. You see there's a little money in there. Everybody doesn't get money, but some people start with money. You start with a name, right? And you'll get a new name and new identity. Once you get this identity, you walk through here. So you come in and then the simulation starts. Come on in and have a seat. So the simulation starts, and what you'll see is that we have all stations around here. Court, we have probation, banks, all the things that people, when they returning back to the community, what they're experiencing. So what we're doing is trying to simulate what it would be like to re-enter into the community after incarceration. So what you'll see is everybody's here right now. We're just getting started, and it should be a great experience. We don't want to say it's fun, but we want to say it'll be a great experience. You know that there's numerous challenges and barriers and collateral consequences that happen during reentry. I myself am a formerly incarcerated person, which means I spent 10 years of my life cycling in and out of the system. And ID is one of our #1 challenges. Housing, another super big challenge. Barriers for employment. But it starts at the ID. If you don't have an ID, which many people will learn today, if you don't have an ID, none of these other things are possible. Employment, housing, all these things. So it's really important that if nothing else, people understand the importance of having an ID upon release, having adequate housing, and all those different things like that.
So we are here today at the LOB in room 2E, and we are here to talk about reentry. We had a simulator for reentry today, so we will discuss that and what the hurdles and challenges are to people that are actually reentering society and trying to get their lives together. And then we're going to couple that with the trip that we took to Norway, and the folks that went to Norway will have an opportunity to discuss what it is we learned in Norway and how we feel we can bring some of that back home to Connecticut and make our criminal justice and our juvenile justice system more humanitarian. We want to center humanity, and we want to reimagine, re-examine, and then restructure a system that lifts everyone and gives everyone an equal opportunity to succeed. And I'm going to go ahead and get us started with some reflections from the people that actually were over at the Capitol earlier today and went through the reentry simulator.
And so he ended up in Northern at 17 years old, just turned 17. So it did a lot of damage to him. That was 20 years ago. He continues to struggle today. So last night I was talking with him, and he was talking about the struggle, how hard it is and how stressful it is. And so he's been up and down since he's been out of prison. He spent a lot of the time drugging and drinking and stuff to get through. It's real hard for me because he's in the hospital again. A lot of psych hospitalizations. He never recovered. So yesterday he was talking about how stressful it is. And after I did this simulation, I realized exactly what he was talking about. Because when I was going through that simulation, I got to a point when I said, you know what, I'd rather be in jail because this is just too much running around from place to place. And in my son's situation, he would have gone back to jail, but I pleaded with them not to send him back because you've already just about killed him the first time around. And so they agreed not to send him to jail, but they put him on probation. And I thought that would be easier. And he said probation is just, last night he said it's just so stressful. He has to go to probation, he has to go to therapy, he has to go to a program. And he said it's too much. And so, like I said, he went in the hospital again today, just talked to his doctor. And it's just like this never ending battle, which is why I'll never end this work, because they stole my son from me. And my life has never been the same since. And when he gets to this point, when he's saying it's so stressful, I'm always worried that he's gonna get to the point and say, it's been 20 years struggling, I'm tired of struggling. And I'm always afraid that one day he's gonna say he's tired of struggling.
You are not alone. Your son is not alone. And you have people that genuinely care, right? And this is why this work is so important, because these are real people.
Why do the inmates who are released from the prison of ours say that the real punishment starts at the outside of the door? Why is the ability to reach the the needs that I have in the city of Bergen so difficult? Why do I feel it's a kind of a jungle with all the rules that are set up, and I don't understand all the terms. I can't fill in all the sheets and all that. So from that period, I was really struggling the outside society to make the situation better for the inmates too.
He's actually the one that took us on our tour in Norway and opened our eyes to the possibilities of what real restorative justice looks like.